here, David Eggert's here, Steve Geibel is here, Corey Zana Merritt is here, Pamela Stevens, engineer is here, Logan Woods, Public Works is here, D. Michael Benetton is here, Warren Lubenow is not here, and Joan Lund Esquire is here. Before you have our council meeting minutes for March 10th, 2026. Any corrections, revisions, or can the minutes be approved as presented?
Motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion's been moved to accept the meeting minutes as presented. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Motion to approve consolidated payment of bills as reported. Out of our general fund, we're paying $95,926.85. Liquid fuels, $3,476.55. Sewer fund, $28,600.29. No expenditures from the fire tax or the EMX tax fund.
Make a motion to approve the consolidated payment of bills as presented.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to pay consolidated bills as presented. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Approval of treasurer's report. Before you'll see the fund balances as of March 31st. General fund, $228,576.33. Liquid fuels is $160,683.26. Fire tax fund has $13,144.81. EMS tax has $10,902.18. Sewer fund is $258,945. Reserve accounts at $420,493.24. Total fund balance is $1,092,744.82. We also have a general fund escrow account of $15,000, and we have $135 more prospect loan balance of $570,534.53.
Motion to accept the file for audit the consolidated treasurer's report.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to accept the treasurer's report. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. None opposed? Go to public comment. Any public comments come in? None, basically from the internet. We'll move on to consultant report, Borough Engineer.
First thing I wanted to discuss would be the war grant. So I worked with Derek, excuse me, for the quarterly report, which also assists him to do the reimbursement report. So I think there was no reimbursement today.
Not yet, but we can file everything at one.
It's about $7,000 or so. Allison had not moved forward with that. She thought it was a very difficult process, like the ARPA, and it's not at all. It's very straightforward. So you'll be getting some money back for that. John Poff, our structural engineer, met with representatives for the solar panel investigation in this building's roof and also the pavilion. Were there any other plans found?
Not for this building. We gave
So
him,
what building plans did you find?
I think we found the land development plan that gave the actual, like the footprint of the building. which
But
I guess-
not building.
Not building construction, because I guess he said that everything here is pre-engineered trusses.
Yeah, I sent those over to him and I did not hear anything back.
You did find the building plans, but not trust information.
No, we couldn't find any trust information. He actually said that he was going to reach out to the company that built the trusses themselves,
I
trying
said
to
we
get
have a
some
file on it.
archives.
You probably do.
You should.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me look at that. Bottom line, your roof and shingles and everything need to be replaced before you go to solar on top. And just do the right thing so you can burn the roof, because you know you don't want to put, I think he called it, John called it lipstick on a pig. So it just, that's what he said to me today. And I said, okay, I guess, but
General orientation, would there only be panels on one side?
it depends on the sun exposure, because you see a lot of homes, they have them on both sides, just depending.
You could put a structure on the other side of the vault, the north side of the
There's some
house,
options.
but that gets.
It's dicey, but, you know.
Could you go back and just ask him, say, hey, in general orientation, what were you thinking in terms of like, which side, where they would be? And also ask a general question about if we put a equipment vehicle building, if we put them on there, were we thinking pitched on that now? If we get,
I think that plan said it was 2 by 12 for a pitch.
It's more of a flat roof that we
Yeah.
were discussing last time.
maybe we would jump on that first, because that'll be a brand new roof, and we could throw that in there.
It's the same thing, remember, we said this complex, that's the more grant, so we're
Right.
looking for efficiency, so if you put another structure here, absolutely.
Right, so, but I'm thinking it'd be easier to buy maybe solar panels that way first, then put it, say, let's see what a new roof's gonna cost, put that budget into that, it might be easier to throw some things that way
And
first.
maybe put all that into that preliminary design package that's paid over the more grant.
Yeah, so just put that as, other sub-task item on the solar.
There's one more grant, possibly help us out on the building.
No. I don't think so.
3-year point sounds pretty good.
Maybe buying the building?
No, the construction of it.
No. What it helped you with was solidifying the design, making sure your O-ring, your roof, and your insulation, your LED efficiencies, your UNP efficiencies, all those designs were back checked to be the best that they could be.
I think I asked you that last time too.
That's okay. So yeah, good news with that, so I'll have John research the trust company. And look at that for the garage and now for the pavilion, that's not part of the Moore grant, because that's a separate, but, that's the same thing, it's definitely new roof, but you're also, we're planning on doing a concession stand, a lot of rehab there, and that can be tied to a park and rec grant at some point down the road.
I know his initial discussion on that was that the structure that really, in his opinion, was only built for the roof.
Correct.
He said there's not much meat to that.
No, because that's,
There's not.
you don't want to pay for that.
Was it
Well-
Dolan Construction, was it?
Yeah, but here's the thing, what we could do is consider adding that to the roof of the new concession / office structure.
Correct, everything.
Yeah, with the solar panels on that,
Yes, put the whole thing
put
together.
the whole thing together.
However you phase it, because remember, we're
Right.
going for a master plan, this phases, this.
Right.
So yeah, we phase it out, we can do a lot, and that only helps, offset everything. And with the new LED fixtures out there, so
Yep.
there's a lot that we can do for energy savings. So that's the park update is about. And thank goodness Derek was just,
Doggedly?
a terrier on going after that green light go, or multimodal, because that was the first I've ever heard that we had to bid a consultant.
Did they ever tell you why they were misinformed? Or did they just receive?
Amanda made me point blank just ask them instead of try to be nice about it, so.
Yeah, we danced.
For a while.
And we weren't getting anywhere. Thank you, Amanda.
Real easy.
Thank you.
Yes or no.
So we don't know why that grant analyst had it in her. Now, the other thing though that concerned me, and I didn't get a chance to talk at length with you, Derek, is she redid the budget.
Well, that hasn't been, so right now,
Yeah, can you explain what happened? to
we
the
signed a
council?
contract that, once we were approved of the grant, the state sends you a contract to sign, basically saying that you're going to accept the grant funds. That gets sent back to the state, and they basically review everything. Well, amongst this review, they decided they're going to reorganize the grant budget because we didn't get awarded the entire amount.
Okay.
Well, you're forced to sign the grant contract before you're allowed to see what they redo the grant at. So per the analyst from the state, there's now money being just moved around for what our grant was allocated for. So now we have engineering that's, I don't know if it was engineering or
They were expecting us to pay the $200,000 and some odd difference, and that's how it was budgeted in
Yes.
there.
So that the total grant
Was
came out to the 1.5, but the award was 1.2, but your local share was the balance, the
Right.
$250,000. What? No, nobody had a grant, we have every right to restructure it. I know we're in agreement, does it say you have to do this, this, this? And a lot of our, clients that we get grants, and, Joe, maybe you have experience with this too, but we always go back and say, this is gonna be our scope change, we do it.
Yeah.
Derek does it, we do it, and we say, we want this. So a lot of times more is put to construction and then engineering, so that there's no share, there's no borough match, there
Right.
wasn't required one, so this just has me confused. So
But
she's
I'm-
really screwed up two things that I've never seen before in my many years of grants.
I'm waiting to
I've
see
never seen
the final documentation, because the state also is reviewing the contract after we signed it. So, instead of reviewing it before they send it to us, they're reviewing that and the budget, so they're gonna send that as a final package to us, so I'm still waiting for that. So I don't know where that is in the process.
But again, maybe the Amanda way, is just ask. Just say, hey, it's our understanding, we have the right to adjust the budget.
And say just be blunt.
Yeah, be blunt.
Mhm.
Because when I went back to, it was either LSA or one of the others, but they're all state to me. And I asked them because we got about half the amount of an award for a water main replacement in West Reading Borough. And we redid it for one block instead of two blocks. I got permission from the Borough Council to do the block. So I went back, emailed the analyst, now you don't need to do anything. That's your scope of work, that's your money you get. And there's no match, this was another no match. So I'm really, my current experience is just not jiving with this person. I think she's
Maybe it's all those
interpreting things.
Former federal employees that got employed by the state,
And
so.
they're trying to interpret stuff and they're not interpreting it correctly, is my opinion at this point. So we're gonna continue to fight for
Keep at it.
making this right.
Just grind through it.
You got it. Amanda, thank you.
Is that it?
There was. I saw the comp plan letter come in for one of the other communities. Warren's not here. Do you know if they're looking for the adjacent municipalities to?
I'm not 100% sure. Warren sent us the update, which was like the final plan. And
Because we have Douglas and Union as
Amity.
clients.
Oh, well, our joint comp plan is Douglas, Amity, Exeter, and us.
Right, so Union is adjacent, which it was sent the link, but I don't know if, I need to know, do we need to reply with comments? Do we need to review it? Or is it just a courtesy copy?
I think from what I understand, it's a courtesy copy. If you have any comments or questions, or you see something that's totally wrong in it, then you should reply back.
That may affect Union.
No, Union wasn't in it though.
No, but we were sent a link, and since it's
As an
adjacent.
adjacent municipality.
It's an adjacent
Maybe I think that
municipality.
was just a courtesy,
I
maybe.
think it's a courtesy, but,
Yeah.
all right, well, I'm gonna check with Union
All right.
supervisors next week. And, otherwise, that's it.
Solicitor.
Okay, one item under my report, received a request for intermunicipal liquor license transfer from a licensee in Tilden Township, HNY Investment LLC, for transfer to a property at 2851 Perkiomen Avenue, which I understand is a former Pizza Hut location.
Mr. Molnar.
Yeah.
We need to have a hearing within 45 days of the request. The best time for that hearing would be at the next meeting, have it a half hour before the meeting. We've had liquor license transfer hearings.
So you want to have a liquor license meeting at 7 o'clock?
Yes.
We have to have a stenographer for that?
Yes, we'll
Yeah.
arrange that.
Okay.
We have
Arrange it.
meetings set up. All right, I'll need a motion authorizing.
Make a motion to set public hearing date for Borough Council to request for liquor license transfer for 2851 Perkiomen Avenue on May 14th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
Second.
Motion moved and seconded for the public hearing date for the liquor license transfer. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
All right, and my other item will be discussed in executive session as potential litigation.
Got it. Mayor's report.
Okay, so I did attend the police commission meeting in April. So if you read my report, some awards were given out and well-deserved. I did a little breakdown of the police chief's monthly report, and everything was going good, thinking, yeah, it looks like our crime has decreased, until I got the newest report for March, and it went up. But when I actually look at it, what went up are motor vehicle citations and motor vehicle warnings, which, you know, you could consider a good thing. So all in all, compared to everyone else, I think the rate of crime in St. Lawrence is really good, and it does show a decrease. The Centennial Corner. We had a couple of meetings. We had some really good extensive discussions, and we have a nice committee. I did write the 4th installment of the Centennial Corner, the history story, and it'll feature the St. Lawrence Cyclone of 1911. So, the anniversary, we're finalizing the 100th logo. We haven't totally decided on that yet. We will have a milk bottle drop. We didn't work out a lot of details, but we will, but that is gonna be a scheduled event. Not sure if it's gonna be New Year's Eve or on the date of our anniversary to open up the anniversary. We'll figure that out. We'll have.
Is St. Mark's Dairy, is that a copyrighted or trademarked? Do we have to ask permission for that?
I don't know, but I would ask, Richard Adams, because he's a survivor.
Yeah, would you put that on your notes to, you know,
To ask.
we plan to use their logo and if there's gonna be
Well,
any heartburn for that.
He did it, he said you can use any photos you want.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
He
but that's-
said- You saw that.
But
yeah.
their name's a little bit different.
I'll make sure.
Yeah.
So while you mention that, I will be with him Saturday at the Berks History Center, 10 o'clock. He's going to do a program on St. Lawrence, basically off of the book that he did write. So everyone's invited. There might be a small fee to get in. And then again, is it Wednesday? He'll be at the Exeter Library doing his program.
That's 1 o'clock, isn't it?
That's 1 o'clock, yeah, and that's the same day as the next centennial meeting. So we'll have that. I'll set my alarm, we'll get out of here quick and go to his program. But we will have, under the centennial, the annual Easter egg hunt. Logan and Warren are gonna do something for Arbor Day. Our big festival celebration will be held May 22nd at Szymanski Stadium. And we are thinking about having a car show. And I don't know about a Halloween parade or not yet. So that's about it. Our next meeting is April 23rd from 12 noon till about 1 o'clock here at the Borough. And you guys are all welcome to attend or give me any ideas that you have.
You wanna ask around for the car show, like should we provide, is there a best of show or card, should there be some award? Should you put that in your budget for the festival, you know?
We could, but I myself don't like to get into that.
Okay,
Because the way the car people are, and they're really into it, I don't know the ins and outs, but, you know, some will say, we didn't look under my car, and I got this on my car, but you gave it to him. We could have maybe a 100th anniversary council choice.
yeah, or Publix Choice will have, you know, milk bottles there and,
Milk bottle keychains.
That's
Yeah.
a good, yeah, that's a good
and
idea.
they could vote,
Everybody
they
gets
could
a
vote,
keychain.
everybody gets a vote, or something.
Everybody gets a keychain.
Look what you did.
I love it. Okay, all right, I will check up on that stuff.
Keep moving forward.
Mayor, I have a question. I didn't get any information regarding, we're gonna call it the lookout, right? I'm
Still working on that.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be
I just
Derek.
wanna make sure I did not miss anything.
I'm just a cheerleader for it. Derek's, I'm just all for it,
Well, you
yeah.
have a lot to do.
Yeah,
That's gonna be on the back.
Working that down the line.
But, yeah, so I,
There may be a liquor establishment right next to it now.
We have way down the line.
oh boy, they'll be sitting on a bench.
Hey, does SDE have a plastic printer?
One of our young
Yeah,
men.
3D printer?
One of our young men, has one at his home, he's actually printed some things out.
Can you see what would it take to make like an 8-foot or 10-foot bottle? You know, milk bottle?
Foot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know those big like balls from New Year's Eve?
I
Yeah.
get that, but no, his.
Well-
his
They
are
do
the
have
little-
blow-up.
the little guys.
Oh,
So
he
you
can
can make some milk bottle keychains.
little keychains, yeah.
The keychains is more like
For a fee.
Okay.
Yes,
I could have said
exactly.
salt and pepper.
Alrighty then.
You really wanna know?
What's that?
You really wanna watch them?
I think we'll ask Logan to start welding strips on something and we'll figure something out. Yeah, the thing will tip over. So, all right, department staff reports, finance, anything? Manager?
We will have to start discussing sewer rate increases. I haven't been able to nail down all the numbers. If you're into the budget for the sewer cash flow, we do have budgeted for $410,000 of income which does not reflect what our current sewer rate charges equate to for a year. I have some numbers worked through, but I haven't finalized them, so right now it would be somewhere between a 4 and 7% increase is what we'd be looking at.
All right. Code enforcement.
The rest of my report is in the packet. We did send 2 letters out, one for someone keeping livestock on Patton Street.
What kind of livestock?
Chickens.
Avian livestock.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the post office didn't do us any favors on that one. They did not deliver the notice of violation letter, so we have to try that one again. And then we had a courtesy letter go out to a property on Poplar Drive for exterior building condition, and we had 2 door tags issued. We can also do with zoning, yeah. So we had 7 residential zoning permits and 2 commercial zoning permits processed in the last month.
All right. Public safety, emergency management,
Nothing to report?
public works. Anything?
Sure, there's a little bit going on here. We did get a lift gate installed on the pickup truck here recently. It's a very sweet addition to the fleet, makes things a little bit easier. We did just finish up, actually today, Sentinel finished up the head wall filter gate at Levan Culvert. Doing some standard SOPs on the sewer system, stormwater basins, and street sweeping currently right now as well.
So they just take the dumping, and we dump those up at the top of the hill and
we
reuse?
We sort it.
Sort of.
They get a lot of trash and debris that has to come out, but we do sift it.
Okay. And I see you guys staked out potential layout of a vehicle shed out there?
Yeah, I'll let Mike touch on that if he wants to.
That's an old business, you wanna just.
Okay,
hopefully get there.
I'll skip down. So, committee, anything? Mike Fritz on the library.
Nothing.
Joint comp plan we talked about. Municipal lands warrant's not here. Recreation day.
We had a great successful egg hunt on April 3rd. Thanks to Chick-fil-A for providing coupons to put in the baskets for the kids. Thanks to all the borough staff that was up there helping. It was a great success. Took about an hour and a half to get all the eggs put out, took 30 seconds for me to be picked up, which is usual.
Typical Berks County.
Yeah. We did have signage up, that was very nice and very useful. Some signage up about the Savvy Citizen was up there, and information about signing up for registering for the playground, QR code, so you can do it right on the line, or direct people to the borough website. So it was very well done. And we actually had pretty decent weather. It was a little cool, but we didn't have rain.
Okay, planning commission, do we have to have a planning commission meeting for the liquor license?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, also, is there anything ready that you're aware for the accessory structures, remember that sliding scale?
We haven't done anything on that yet.
Not yet, okay, so.
And we might have that ready for planning commission. We got just 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that would be great, if you possibly have it on the agenda, and then I have time to discuss both with you guys, if you want me to attend. Council?
For what?
Planning commission.
For what structure?
So we talk about accessory structures like sheds.
Oh,
pole barns.
to explain the things to
Or
the
slide-
planning commission,
slide
yeah.
Sliding
you
scale,
know, that.
depending on the size of the property.
And for the liquor license, I think that's, it's
Bayhole.
I think that's just a in and out, that.
Yeah.
support, not support, no comment, I mean, that's.
We are awaiting the zoning permit to tag along with that, so I hope that gets in before then.
Derek, do we have to know what's going in?
I don't, nothing in the law says that we have to be told what they're using the liquor license for, but I told the gentleman that I would like to see the zoning permit for it's a restaurant liquor license, but there is no, there's nothing that stops them from, say, trying to put a strip club in with a restaurant liquor license, which isn't something that wouldn't be allowed there.
But they still have to come in for conditional use.
They would have, right, it doesn't change the fact that they.
Right, they can get a liquor license, if it comes in, something it's not, we feel in our best interest. Council has the final.
Right, what they say about zoning is that zoning is liquor neutral.
Yeah.
You can't condition zoning on serving or not serving alcohol. Liquor license regulation is preempted by the state.
However, zoning is still a local concern, and if they need a conditional use, special exception, or variances, they still have to come before the zoning hearing board of council.
Sounds good. General comments, public meetings, announcements. All public meetings will be held at St. Lawrence Borough Municipal Building, 135 North Prospect Street. Of course, Borough office will be closed on May 19th for the elections. Old business, updates regarding the municipal garage, Med-Ed open to encroachment agreement.
So I'll start this off. I did get through to Med-Ed finally through one of their right-of-way legal analysts, and they basically said that Med-Ed is open to entering into an encroachment agreement within their right-of-way structure for the power line that's in dispute, as long as it's around 10 foot or less of an encroachment.
Laterally or
Just into it.
into it.
So it's tough to say what exact distance is because the power line runs away from our property and it gets wider because the wires go from vertical orientation to horizontal orientation. So I've left Public Works out, which Mike has strung out a square out there to basically orient what the building would look like, and that's where he comes in.
The topography out there is not in our favor. So we would have.
On the one end.
Actually, on all three sides.
Okay.
I would love for Meta to say we can build underneath that wire.
So you're saying
Hence the new
keeping
drawing.
keeping 10 foot away is gonna be is what you have strung out right there.
I would love to have the entire parcel over
Wow.
within this, whatever the setback is on his property. That would make life a lot easier, and possibly taking the building and rotating it this way a little bit. If we're gonna lose 2 spaces on that corner, could we lose 3? Just spit.
We can lose a half dozen for all I care.
Well, again, if using our high elevation is 0, we're out of the ground probably 28 inches on the southeast corner from current grade.
Yeah.
So we pitched a couple ideas, haven't really come up with anything firm or concrete yet. Originally, we were gonna have a door going from west to east on the north side here, and a larger door exiting out towards Acrolabs. I think we were sharing some brain cells earlier. I just threw a drawing together that has 3 doors facing the parking lot here, 2 12s, a 10, and a man, eliminating that door. Again, I'd like to have some of that right away in our favor to kind of wiggle it a little bit. But again, grade is the issue currently.
Now, I will say with the encroachment, Med-Ed's proposal is that that's why I asked for the blank canvas for the survey map. We can pitch whatever we want to them, and they can either say yes or no. So we can say to them, can we put the building right up to the wire line? And they can say no.
And it's 10-foot encroachment from the edge.
Of the edge of the 20 foot right now.
Okay.
So right now it's 20 foot from the outer conductor. So this right of way for this line becomes almost 55 foot where the building is being proposed.
And they're only saying you can go 10 into the 55?
They are proposing that they would be approachable for that.
I wish they would come out.
But they're not gonna come out till they see a drawing. Then they'll come out.
And that's where we can pitch, we can say,
Yeah.
would you entertain this at all? Putting it right up underneath the wire.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
aerial view and all that.
Can we ask them, because part of the problem it seems to be the orientation going from vertical to horizontal. Can we ask them if they can reorient to the next pole, to keep it vertical?
I was looking at that the other night.
A lot more space
Yeah.
to be able to work with.
I'm sure we'd have to pay for that if we did.
Well, and then,
Help us out.
if they say, well, we'll do it if you pay for it,
Then what's
give
the
us a
amount?
price.
Yeah.
Quote, give us a quote.
Well, good ideas. I love it.
Yeah.
And regarding the grade, I said to Derek, I said, if we could take the building blocks, the precast, and make an alternate foundation,
Yeah, make it
backfill it, compact it, put the building on that.
So the building from inside the living room.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
This way, we don't have to worry about grade on the outside. We can do some, but we don't have to do all.
But then you're protected from the creek. If
Right.
it does come up, you know, the Lego blocks stabilize that exterior.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
On the south side, we'd have to blend that out, that 28 inches, on the southeast corner, we have to blend that out probably 30 or 40 feet,
It's doable.
which it is, but there's a sea container sitting there. And that's we'd have to drive in and drive around the building and then back in. You get into a lot of backfill and grading over there. If we could do this, and if we could reposition the wires, reposition those wires, problem solved.
Go for the gold.
Again, we can always ask.
Yep,
Go
The
for
most
the
they can say
gold.
is no.
Correct.
The best scenario you want. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yes.
Being one.
Amanda, go Amanda.
But we would bury not quite a third of those blocks on the exterior side.
But it gives you the stabilization.
It does.
Yes.
And we have to put a paving wedge out here because there's a 15-inch grade difference from 0 to the end of the building that's currently marked. So we would have to readjust that space or two,
Minor,
which
minor.
is minor compared to everything else.
go for it.
And we could also, we talked about maybe a cross easement for parking or some other things with Liberty.
It's been discussed. I mean,
What's that?
we have,
In other words, if we take spaces away here and for some reason we need to add spaces, we had talked about maybe a simple lease with overflow parking.
I say right now we have a handshake agreement with Acrolabs for instance,
overflow
election
as
day.
well? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, you can.
I never vote because I'm always out of the county, so I'm always an absentee voter. How many cars are parked here that are not women's club members for actually voting?
Depends on the election.
Well, what's our worst case scenario, 10 cars here at a time?
Oh, at Old Borough Hall, I've seen 40.
40?
Yeah.
Maybe
Especially
our
the
employees
primary
should
elections,
park over there.
especially the
Yeah,
last
but-
few that have been contentious, I think there's a lot.
But that's a lot of old people, you know, they're probably, you know, not voting as much in the future and voting from their phone, so.
I will tell you, it seems to be at Old Borough Hall anyway, when the people would come, it wasn't so much they would just vote, they would mingle around the parking lot, run into a neighbor. I mean, at Old Borough Hall, we had 29 parking spots, and there was times where
Where
there
they
was,
are completely filled.
there was cars driving around the parking lot looking for a parking space.
Well, if they can't park, maybe they'll.
Derek, what about telling the poll workers and maybe employees to park over?
I think that was our intention.
Acrolabs.
That's what we did last time.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Blunt, that's your job. Just to enforce it too, so you need to come in early, just to make sure they all,
On election day,
yeah.
I usually stop in and say hi.
To back up on the building, it is very deceiving until you shoot grade out there and everything else. The precast and stuff and the backfill compaction, that wasn't part of the cost. So we discussed pulling some of the things out of that package that we could self-perform. Vertical insulation, what else did we talk about?
Put the pearls on the wall.
No,
Oh, no, the wall,
LED lights and stuff.
the wall, the liner or something.
the interior wall liners and stuff like that, to save money,
No.
Rob Peter,
Right.
so we haven't really finalized that, but I'd really like to, when the transition slows up between, winter, spring, I think this is something we need to start on. Maybe get on, if we go with Shirk, maybe get on their schedule. So at least when this is prepped,
Minute answer first.
I say we'll need that. That's
well, again, if you look at it now, I'd have a hard time squeezing 2 12s at 10 of a man in. If I could have a couple extra feet, and I can go that way, and still have the 12 foot that you talked about. So it's not impossible, but what that does, right now, the spaces that go out off the building, we're right there. If we go any farther, now you have to, and how many times do you have to wiggle around a car there? Les Bob's here and he's working, he does tend to park there, which isn't a big deal, but if we
The
can.
Bobcat took my space.
What's that?
The Bobcat took my space.
Well, we can change that in a hurry.
Well, the building's built, the Bobcat will be in the building.
Yeah. Or we can leave the door open, Bob can park in the building. But if we take 2 or 3 of those spaces, and if we can rotate it just a little bit, that makes that more critical to stop where we're at now. If we turn the building, that makes that
The maneuver.
kind of an S mover, and that's not gonna work.
When we were talking about it, estimate when they would get back to us,
No.
because we're trying to, construction schedule.
I would like to keep it parallel to the paving that's there now. I really would.
Right.
That's, the symmetrics just kind of fit. If we can take 2, possibly 3 spaces, we can get in and out with pretty much ease. Larger doors, larger truck, small door, small truck.
Well, I'm running out of used oil in my garage. I've been saving up for the heating system and some other things. Keep on. Anything else? We'll go to new business sweeping. Street sweeping was today and Friday the 10th. So you're moving the no parking signs along wherever they're sweeping at.
Already done.
2025 audit has been completed. No issues to report.
It is available to view if you want to.
Yeah. And prior to elections on May 19th, road crews have removed dead arborvitae in the parking lot, replaced with some new ones or use the existing ones from the tree line. Road crew also built a planter box around the flagpole, install more cameras around the building. Yeah, I told them a lot of times our citizens don't come here unless they vote. So it's sort of, I like to have it spiffy, looking good. I used to say, like when my mother-in-law came to visit, I'd vacuum a little bit better, but then her eyesight got worse, so I didn't care. So these were just some things as I drive up every day, I look at. So the Women's Club wants, discuss having all potential groups who utilize the municipal building, sign a liability waiver prior to use.
I did put it in the packet as like the one we asked.
It's kind of a combination waiver and,
Use.
Just say,
use.
yeah, it's like a scheduling form too.
Yeah, yeah, I read over this looks good.
Yeah, I agree. So solicitor, have you seen it yet? If not,
No.
read it and get back to Derek and we'll try to enact it.
I'll review it.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with putting it in the form itself rather than a separate document.
Oh yeah, because nobody ever reads more than one thing.
Onions?
So, number 5, so the women's clubs like to sell soup and sandwiches on election day. And they will not be made in the building, but we use conference room B to sell, which is that over there. So does the council have any heartache, or we'll just move on with the council in agreement with that? So, so we want a motion.
All right, I'll make the motion to allow the women's club to sell soup, sandwiches, other items on election, any election day, provided they do not make the food items in the building.
Second.
Motion been moved and second to allow women's club to sell soup, sandwiches, other items on election days. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion passes. I'd like to thank PSOA for the new flagpole on our flagpole on the flag on our flagpole. Borough manager will sending them a thank you letter. Did you get that out of him, Amanda? Did you get the flag from him?
Our other one was tattered, so I suggested maybe they had a spare one.
I thought maybe the mayor was keeping that for the centennial. Advertise the sale of personal property of the Borough of St. Lawrence on municipal bid for the year 2026. So what type of items do we have there?
So we have our old zero turn, which is a John Deere that has a blown wheel pump on it.
Do you have to disclose that right on municipal bid, like blown?
We just say inoperable.
Oh,
And
don't you put that a little bit more on there so
and
at least they know?
everything is-
We can put as
As is, where is.
Yeah.
We have.
Old zero turn, what else?
We have an old, and it wasn't ours, but it came with the building. It was an old electronics caddy that had plugins, almost like a Mac caddy.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that'll fetch. We have all the old desks over here in this room, and then we have three old towers that are computer towers that we're gonna take the hard disks out and e-recycle them, and if someone wants them.
You want to just have our IT guys just wipe them clean and just sell them with the hard drive?
It's like 3 to 4 hours worth of work.
Yeah, that'll cost more than they're worth, so we'll just recycle them.
Okay.
And the rule on this is $1,000. Anything more than $2,000 has to be disclosed, and I can't tell you how much any of that stuff will go up for. So it's just better to play it on the safe
So
side.
you want to put it all in one big lot and say buy it all the way?
Can. I don't know how to get us the most money.
You guys, it's up to you. If you're going to be selling, one desk at a time, it's your time and effort, so it's up how.
We can sell a desk, we can sell a desk for this.
That's a lot, but I don't lump them in as zero turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll help them load the zero turn, right? Now they have the lift gate?
Well, or the Bobcat with
Forks on it. So you might want to put that on the listing,
It needs to be.
Oh, will it run? Will it actually tram? That's my word.
If you start it, it'll spin in a circle.
So tell them you'll help load it.
That could be an amusement line.
So we want a motion to approve advertising for sale. It's not really personal property, but it's a borough property that's deemed surplus in municipal.
Interest property, it's
Yeah.
not real estate, so.
Yeah. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion moved, seconded to approve advertising for sale of our borough surplus property. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. We need a resolution 939-2026, appointment of representative to the Berks County, Pennsylvania Cooperative Purchasing Council. Typically, we've had the borough manager do that before.
So this is a formality. We just had a meeting with this on Wednesday. Ours has not been updated since 2017, so Allison was named on that thing.
Okay,
A lot of other ones have ones that have not been updated since 2004, so we're not the oldest of them. So this is just a formality, making sure our paperwork's up to date.
do we need to also have an alternate too?
We have alternate listed, it's both the secretary or public works.
And there's no
Gotcha.
names, so we don't ever really.
So it's just a
have
title.
It's just a
Title.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 939-2026, naming the borough manager as the appointed representative, Berks County Cooperative Purchase Council, with borough secretary and member of public works as alternates.
Second.
Motion been moved to adopt resolution 939-2026 about the Berks County Cooperative Purchasing Council. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Number 9, application submitted for a handicap parking space located on Penn's Drive. Resident is disabled, veteran who cannot walk long distances with the amount of cars that are being parked. He sometimes forced to park multiple homes away, making it difficult for him to get his car home. So this is us putting in the sign saying disabled parking only. Are we then painting the curb? Are we painting the spot on the asphalt also to make it completely ADA compliant?
We haven't done that before, we can.
Paint the curb.
We can.
Yeah.
No, technically, you're supposed to have an above grade sign, you're supposed to have a marking on the,
Just in case the police have to
right.
stop.
Because I don't want us putting it up and then him still, someone else parking there, like me, it has a handicap spot.
It's
He
not
gets
his,
mad.
it's not his parking.
It's not his.
I know, but you know, but, yeah.
I don't think you have to strike the road. The blue on the curb, what's the distance, 15 feet?
No, you must have, you're supposed to have it marked above grade sign, and I'm almost positive you have to designate on the pavement
The blue with
the
the.
I
blue.
don't think so.
I actually just took this LTAP training and it's not a requirement.
But we're talking about for PennDOT, but we're talking about
I think
American Disabilities Act stuff.
What is
I
that?
think ADA overlaps a little bit with that as well.
Is that, are you talking about a line stripe in a parking lot or a public thoroughfare that's being designated as a parking zone?
That's not really a thoroughfare if it's a parking space.
Well, I
But
think
it's
when you're-
a parking space on a public thoroughfare.
Right.
But I think the difference is the parking lot versus the road. The parking lots have to
Have it, okay.
the paint. on
Paint the
pavement,
curb at least, how's that sound?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
curb,
Get some bright blue.
the curb
Well,
blue, and the sign.
Yeah, sign has to be above grade, yeah.
Yes.
Do they pay for the sign?
No,
Yeah.
we'll pay for that.
There's some cheeky arguments about that, whether it's even allowed, because they say if you pay for the sign, you're designating that as your spot, but it's
That's
not
not true either.
correct, yeah.
It's not,
Is-
but there's, but you would not wanna make a person pay something extra due to a disability. So, I mean, that's part of the ADA and the
So,
regulations.
Do we have a motion?
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have a question. Was this resident informed that this is a handicap parking space, not his handicap
So,
parking space?
yeah, we have-
Anybody with a valid placard or license plate
We have an
can use that
We
space.
have an application that gets given to him that has a whole set list on the front of instruction that states on there that this is
Okay.
for a
I
public,
just wanted to make sure.
public
Yeah.
handicap parking spot.
Very well.
And then because he
Then-
requested it after, like, his tag is up in 2029, so in 2029, so every 5 years he has to come in and renew. If he doesn't, that spot goes away.
That would be.
I will then make the motion to approve a designated handicap parking space in front of 3912 Penn's Drive.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded for the designated handicap parking space. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Any other new business, old business?
Well,
Is there,
I had one thing though, hold on, I'm sorry, 3400 St. Lawrence Avenue, where are we with that? That's the old.
We have not heard anything back from them. I sent them a very extensive email.
Because I replied, you got info, you
Yeah.
got info.
Somebody's doing work inside because they were carrying materials in 2 weekends ago.
You take some photos
Ah,
of that.
Yeah.
This was for a kitchen,
Huh?
remodel?
No, so I guess I'll just.
go ahead.
There was a gentleman that was interested in putting a kitchen business in 3400 St. Lawrence Avenue, which is old Borough Hall.
Kitchen remodel.
His intentions were to have storage on one side, have a workshop on another, and then have a small showroom and office space. Of course, that property has deficit of parking. That's the first thing they have an issue with. So he asked what he can do to try to work out parking, which we went through some old land development plans that were submitted many years ago, and basically said this is what you can work with, but the problem is retail space has a whole different amount of parking spaces required than just storage or workshop space. So then, basically my email to him was that you first need to land development the property and figure out how many parking spaces you can get, and then go to PennDOT first, because we cannot administer the HOP because those are both state roads.
Right.
And PennDOT will give you the decision whether or not you can use the back driveway or the front driveway, and decide on how you can get in and out for extra parking.
If
Which
he would-
that is where it's left at.
If he came in and said, hey, I'm gonna make this an e-business, but I have to have a physical place that brings supplies in and stuff like that, does that change his parking requirements?
That would be construed as storage, I think is how we've done that before.
It's different, yes.
Yeah.
Retail is the driver.
I'm
What
gonna
if
say,
you did
that's
by
the same
appointment
issue
only?
with the Diane's Pet Shop, like that lady
We
who
don't-
does her online business.
Right.
She's allowed there to be the same thing.
But by appointment is not necessarily in the ordinance, but it's an interpretation that can go with the stipulation.
So if he came in and said, I'm gonna have only, retail business by appointment, because most of my thing is, you know, he can get out of all that.
He's gonna drive by, I don't need a new kitchen.
Right.
I think the big setbacks he
Especially
had
there.
was that he had 4 employees plus himself, that's 5 parking spots. And then I
He had
believe,
6 spaces.
and I believe the regulation calls if he has a public space there, he has to have handicap accessibility parking too, so one of those spaces goes away to handicap. And actually it's 2, because that takes up 2 parking spots.
Correct, for the van.
And there's nothing.
Do you wanna maybe update him on some of these other options that he may not be thinking, like?
He knows, I gave him everything that he could possibly do. The big
Okay.
thing he runs into is PennDOT, because PennDOT's gonna issue the HOP.
And do you remember way back, was it Christie from TPD? That was a young lady.
Oh, yeah, she went down to North Carolina, but now she's with someone else now, but North Carolina.
Long Prairie, Lake Carolina, whatever, PA. Anyway, she put together some lovely plans way back and showing what could be maneuvered. And they were almost like spaces you would turn 90 degrees as you came in.
So Ms. Blunt, go, contact TPD and say, hey, back in like the 2000
We
era.
have those.
Oh, you have them?
Yeah.
And so that's
Oh,
how,
we can use them.
that's how we
Okay.
formulated the, or I formulated the reply.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we know all that, because I found that for this property.
We're waiting on him to make a decision. I know a lot of people get chased away the minute they start going to PennDOT.
So-
Yeah, but I'm trying to make sure he understands there's other options, the way he can maybe redefine how he wants to do business to be able to use that building. I'd rather see him in there saying, I'm having business by appointment only, than to fight 2 years with PennDOT to get 2 parking spaces.
Right, if you do this, it would reduce.
Right.
That was my statement to him was, I don't know how much parking you will gain by going around the back. Because if you put the driveways in, and then you lose parking out front, because you're taking away more spots, I don't know what it is gonna be worth the gamble to begin with.
If you gave him many options, it's up to him to slide through them all, so. Anything else?
Executive session for,
Yeah, we'd like to go into executive session, and talk about some potential litigation.
You and me?
No, I don't think so. You can go.
I'll make a motion to enter executive session, to discuss potential litigation.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to go into executive session. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, motion passes. passes. We are back in a normal session, and click us on. And, we discussed the pending, legal stuff, no other action, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Motion been moved and seconded to adjourn, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you so much for your time, appreciate it.
Good meeting.
No, and-
I heard the